Light. I'm Paul Williams. I'm 70 years old.
Paul Williams is now 70 years old.
I've known Tracy since she was a teenager.
How old were you when you wrote We've Only Just Begun?
I was 30 when I let me back. Yeah, 30. I was 31. I started writing when I was 27. I was an out-of-work actor. One door slams, another opens. All of those bumper sticker, Hallmark card little mottos turn out to be very true sometimes.
So talk to me, what we're really interested in is Paul Williams from 50 to 70.
Well, I'm a classic example of the Lazarus element, you know, jumping into your life, because at 49 years old, I got sober. March 15th, 1990, I was 49 and a half. And at 49 and a half, I had an amazing event happen. I woke up instead of coming to. And I began what has been now 21 years of continuous sobriety. So for the first time in my life, I was living my life with clear vision. I mean, and could begin processing communication. I could, you know, for the first time in my life, I found it a safe place to turn to other people and say, I don't know how to do this. I'm scared. You need to help me. Entering life at that place and at that time with a fairly accomplished life, you know, 5 degrees of great success and 360 degrees of oh my God.
Well, let me ask you a question, though. In a weird way, it was kind of the reverse, because you'd had great success,
yeah,
and great international acclaim throughout your 30s and 40s.
Uh-huh.
And then when you became sober, and I sort of remember this, having followed your career for so many years, you kind of disappeared for a while in your 50s, did you not? I mean, you weren't...
Maybe I disappeared to the rest of the world, but I began to find myself in the mirror in the morning. I began to, you know, if you look at it, my 30s were immensely successful. My 40s, you know, I don't know when I crossed the line from use to abuse to addiction, but I did. In the 40s, which I refer to as the Ishtar years, because in the 40s, my 40s, I wrote Ishtar. Those were the years when my addiction really progressed. And the fact is that I pretty much disappeared in my 40s. In my 50s, I began maybe working on Paul Williams. From 49 to 71 are the years when I think I really found out who I was. I think that as a creative person, I began to, a lot of that process was looking at what I'd done and understanding the way that it worked and the process that it worked. And a lot of it was just delivering the whole writing process to my unconscious, to say, this is what I need to write. Don't think about it. Don't work about it so hard. Don't work about life so hard. Begin to trust your unconscious. Let it come out. Let it play. Don't work. Don't stand on the hose.
And I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about, well, we'll do the more trivial, well, not trivial, but how have the last 20 years been, or at least like the last 10 years been for you in terms of your career? I mean, from 60 to 70, you've what? From
60 to 70, I was, well, you know, I was just reelected as president and chairman of the board of ASCAP. I represent 410,000 songwriters, composers, and publishers, working to make sure that they can make a living with their music as music creators in the digital world, just as I have for the last, you know, 40, 50 years. So I have an amazing responsibility, and I grew into that responsibility in sobriety. I give everything that I have, you know, to that moment of clarity when I chose to not self-medicate, but to deal with life on life's terms. I have a relationship with an amazing woman. I've been married for, you know, I've been with Mariana for 10 years. We've been married for 6 years. It's a real solid, you know, almost drama-free marriage. I have a relationship with my children in a way that they're now young adults that I never had.
So these have been some of the best years of your life?
Oh, absolutely the best years of my life. You know, and they are passionate years. I am passionate. I am healthy. And the fact that this part of my life, which is to me the best part of my life, I mean, I'm doing Jimmy Fallon tonight, you know. I just returned from Brussels, where I was there on a business trip. I'm writing another musical. I just finished Happy Days with Gary and Marshall. You know, I'm writing with a group called Daft Punk. I mean, I have an amazing connection to young music makers. I'm discovering the theatrical world of writing for the theater. I'm able to be of service. I probably speak 20 or 30 times a year to other recovering poisons. I have a fabulous life.
So,
don't let the clock scare you, and don't spend too much time looking at it or the calendar.
Okay, that is really important, and you are, well, you're a phenom to me, and always have been. But let's just focus at the end of this The people out there, because I know this is deeply passionate to you and something that you work hard on aside from the music, which is the people out there, Paul, who, let's say, have been drinking and using for decades, and maybe they're in their 50s, maybe they're in their 60s, maybe, and they go, you know what, it's too late to stop. Are there people like that? Is that oftentimes an excuse?
Absolutely, it's an excuse. But the fact is that it's not too late to stop. And the other thing you realize is that stopping drinking, stopping using is the beginning of a process. And it's a process that you don't have to suffer alone. As a matter of fact, it's not something you're going to suffer. It may feel like you're going to suffer, but the enrichment of your life through this process. First of all, just the sense of fellowship, the sense of community that you're going to find of other people that are beginning their lives sober. We're relieved of the bondage of self, in the sense that all of a sudden I could turn to another human being and go, you know what? Don't know how to do that. Can you help me? That sentence, that specific sentence, don't know how to do that. Can you help me? Is a letting down of a drawbridge to open up your life to the intellect, to the intent, to the wisdom, and the caring of people around you. So stop self-medicating, let down the drawbridge, admit what you don't know how to do, seek a little comfort in the wisdom of strangers, and let your life unfold. There's nobody that's going to see this, especially the people that are caught in their addiction, that we don't need sober and alive and healthy. You have so much to give.
If you had not stopped drinking at 50, where would you be today at 70?
Be over there behind your shoulder. I'd be over behind your shoulder watching you film an empty chair. I'd be dead. I'd be down. The way I was doing it, I'd be dead, I mean, we met when I was friends with Robert Mitchum. You know what it was like then and all. Hey, don't worry, this shit's no good, but you might like it, And it would be mummy dust. I mean, cross-eyed, driving. God forgive me for the things that I did when I was drinking and using.
So Paul Williams, 50 to 70, the peak years of a peak life.
Man, 50 to 70 is cutting it a little short.
Because you're going to go to 90.
Let's take 100. I want 3 digits on my driver's license, and God, for those people out there that...
I'm not sure we want that, Paul. We want you alive. I don't know we want you driving.
Be very careful. Be very careful. Paul Williams at 101. It's bad enough that I can't see over the dash now, but you add another 20, 30 years, people are in trouble.
Thank you. We love you. I love you. The world loves you, and you've given us so much.
Love you too. Thank you.
Someday I'll learn to be me, and I'll be there when you need me, and I'll try, yes, I'll try to understand, but the best intentions sometimes lose their way. I'm sorry. Old dogs and new tricks, tough nut to crack. To solve our mystery, I'll need to look back. I think you know that I'm afraid of what I'll see. Someday I'll learn to be me, and I'll hold you like a promise, like a truth that's impossible to say, and I'll sing your freedom if it makes me cry. Sorry, I'm sorry. My turn to listen, your turn to drive. Our destination is to keep love alive. But just know you're perfect, more than you may ever see. Meanwhile, I'll learn to be me. Go now, I'll learn to be me.